here is some. This is tarot knowledge. I'm gonna give you 2, 3 words, maybe one, of each card within the tarot deck. Okay. First card, the High Friend. I mean, not the High Friend, the Hangman. Sacrificial energies, frustrating energies. You need to put some things to the side and focus on self and what it is that they desire or want. Let me turn it back around. Page of Swords, contracts, being cautious of your surroundings, the thought of knowing but still have to learn. The Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is patience. It can come with sadness as well too. Extra coins and travel. The Four of Cups. Opportunities, motivation. Having that get up and go to. The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords has a lot to do with travel, quests, getting to the answers of things, knowing yourself and having a motivation within yourself as the Four of Cups so close to it. So having some motivation within yourself, and just as it's not a fast card, but it's like I'm on a mission. I have to, I have to get this done. I have to go, da, da, da. I'm on a mission. It's like that mission card. The Justice, balance, pure balance, and rewards. The Four of Swords has a lot to do with rest and problems. Okay, rest, problems, of some sort. It is a very simple card, but the problem part is where you have that lack of rest. Okay, but it's have a lot to do with anxiety as well too. Okay, so make sure you're tackling your problems as much. This is big problems too. Okay. Betrayal, of course, what it is. Betrayal is the act of betraying yourself or someone betraying you. Okay. Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups has a lot to do with love and new gifts, adventures. Someone who loves you, someone who just have like a certain type of love for you. This can be very romantic. The Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups has a lot to do with openness. It has a lot to do with success. It has a lot to do with your laurels as well too. A lot of things to be thankful and blessed for. But most importantly, it has a lot to do with being open-minded. We're not going to finish all of the cards, all of the deck, but just as much as possible. Six of Wands. Six of Wands has a lot to do with achievements. Okay, Six of Wands has a lot to do with achievements. Sometimes it has a lot to do with music. It has a lot to do with entertainment business. It has a lot to do with your confidence as well too. Okay, but most importantly, it has a lot to do with your achievements. And sometimes friendships and credits and stuff like that. The Page of Wands. Page of Wands has a lot to do with achievements as well too, but it has a lot to do with activeness. It has a lot to do with risk, like the Knight of the Knight of Wands. But this is this is like you actually know, but you're moving so fast you can't slow it down to actually grasp the understanding. Okay, this can be good and bad news as well too. Okay, so play this card with caution. See right there, caution. Play it with caution. Okay, the Page of Pentacles has a lot to do with learning. Okay, learning a new craft of some sort. It also has a lot to do with red flags. Of some sort, but this lets you know that hey, you're equipped, you're ready, but you could be working around other people that are just not as ready as you are. Okay, so Page of Pentacles, learn. The Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands has a lot to do with entrepreneurship. It has a lot to do with endeavors. It has a lot to do with finishing and starting, and tiredness as well too. Almost like the Ten of Swords, but not as bad as the Ten of Swords. This is almost in a sense where you're in charge of your endeavors. Okay, you know when to stop and start. Ten of Swords, you're working around others. Okay, so Ten of Wands has a lot to do with entrepreneurship. Excuse me, tiredness. This, that, and the third. The Eight of Wands. Now, this is a very fast-paced card, very speedy card. It has a lot to do with anxiety, messages, travel, bookings, if you're a booking busy person, professional energies as well too. This is a very fast card, but this is the card that lets you know business has to get taken care of and done. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands has a lot to do with position and the position that you're in and what you're fighting for. Okay, it has a lot to do with battleships, whatever, battles. You know, battles. Picking and choosing your battles. The Saturn third. Seven has a lot to do with perfection. So that perfection is always going to be in your favor. But seven also has a lot to do with not realization, but putting things in perspective, like realisticness. Okay, a lot of things within the seven numerology is going to be in your favor, but what you're fighting for and how you pick and choose your words in your battles is what's going to ultimately be in your favor as well too, and how you determine how if you're going to fall or not. Okay, but seven of wands definitely has a lot to do with battles and getting your word and your point across. The six of not six, the chariot. The chariot, which is the Cancer energy. The chariot has a lot to do with chaos. Okay, this is another seven card. Okay, seven is a good number. Again, perfection. Here is the light and dark. So this is a card that comes with light and dark energies, but this let you know chaos in the midst of craziness. Okay, this lets you know you have enemies, and it's not. I think your enemies are hidden with this card. I'm not for certain. You're gonna have to double check that energy, but this definitely comes with some silent energies of enemies of some sort. This is like your celebrity card as well too. Okay, this is also a movement card. How it is so close to the eight of wands. So this is like your movement card. So this is like a movement card as well too. But this is the chaotic card. It calms the energy sound in the midst of the chaos. The Ace of Wands, everybody favorite. So the Ace of Wands has a lot to do with new opportunities approaching you. Okay, don't find yourself frustrated and not be able to receive. Okay. The Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles has a lot to do with some rewards. Has a lot to do with some gains and self-sufficiency. Nine is a high authority number. It's a hierarchy number as well too. So this person is going to find themselves growing at a fast pace. Okay, possibly becoming grown in the workplace, or at a young age. But this has a lot to do with self-sufficiency, being happy with your lifestyle, and this, that, and the third. Like the happiness. Look at her looking at the bird. The High Priestess. See, someone who's very young with a certain type of authority in a workplace. The High Priestess has a lot to do with light and dark as well too. Okay, magic as well too. This person, in this deck right here, particularly this person, kind of like it's very fast with the no. Okay, knowing when to say no and knowing when to say yes. Okay, you're dealing with the two, so you're dealing with dual energy. This person has power, but the double card has power as well too. Okay, but this has a lot to do with your dreams, your aspiration, your goals, okay, children, marriage, all of those great things that make you a woman. The Five of Swords. The Five of Swords has a lot to do with battles. It has a lot to do with winnings and losses as well too. It has a lot to do with defeat and undefeated situations. Okay, five is a chaotic number. Okay, so you probably are not the five. Maybe the individuals that you're fighting is the five. Okay, five may not always be in your advantage, but the thought of you winning can be in your advantage, and you turning that five into something creative. So if you want to win a battle, be creative. Use your mind. Swords has a lot to do with mental. So use your mind if you find yourself in a battle type situation. The Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is this energy has a lot to do with home. Like it can be moving from one home to another, or shopping, picking and choosing your items, putting things in practicalness, being very practical. This is strongly where the seven is used. Okay, so making practical decisions and practical choices. Okay. The Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups has a lot to do with leaving behind. You can be leaving one relationship for next, okay? This has a lot to do with leaving behind. It has a lot to do with your things that you work for, you work so hard for. Look at the sun. It can be looked at as a coin as well too. Like you can be leaving a lot of things behind to go make way more money than what you're used to. Okay, we just recently had, never mind. Anywho, and the number is the number 8. Okay, so 8 is not a bad number. It has a lot to do with speed when it comes to the Eight of Wands, but in this particular deck, it has a lot to do with material possessions. Well, this particular card, material possessions. The Three of Swords. Hurt, betrayal, repressing. Get over it. Basically. The Page of Cups. This is like right here. New opportunities. Going into like your kid life when you was really little. If you want to talk about stories when you was really little, this has a lot to do with feelings as well as to any emotions. But most importantly, new messages. The Nine of Swords, worry, nightmares, staying up at night. Exactly how the card portrayed. The Four of Wands, goals, achievements, kind of like beating yourself up as well too. In marriage and children. The Three of Wands. The Three of Wands has a lot to do with patience. Someone of the Seven of Pentacles, patience, putting yourself first, has a lot to do with team effort as well too. It can also portray travel, older individuals, sports, this and third, important things, very important things. Like if you, in very important things, this is a very important card to myself. I don't know how it is to other people, but this is a very important card to myself. Very important card. Especially if you need business taken care of. Look, if you need marriage done, you need that marriage license signed by whoever. You're going to need this card. This card kind of portrays like, okay, if it's going to happen or not, or if it has happened. And look how it's so close together. So things are manifesting. We had a huge wedding going on in the media, but anywho, so yeah, things are really manifesting. The Judgment card. The Judgment card has a lot to do with procrastination. Okay? Putting yourself aside. See, this is like you focus on yourself and not focus on yourself. This is almost like putting yourself on a back burner. This is almost like putting yourself to the side and helping others. It may change your life. But Judgment card has a lot to do with procrastination in the right away. Procrastination. So, kind of like don't procrastinate. Get things done, okay? You know, take things to the next step, the next level, or what have you. The Queen of Swords. Very cold, calculated individual, a gossiper as well too. I'm not a big fan of this card at all. But it has a lot to do with gossiping energies. It has a lot to do with friendships. It has a lot to do with vindictiveness, and all of those great things. It has positive energies to it. It does not portray the most positive energies. It's mostly like, to me, negative. And look what's behind it. The Moon card. I told you, secrets, frenemies. Anywho. So yeah, this is the Moon card. The Moon card has a lot to do with your dreams, nonetheless. It has a lot to do with the unseen. It has a lot to do with frenemies. It has a lot to do with nighttime, as you see as well too. This is a beautiful card when it comes to illusions, when it comes to dreams, when you like your vivid dreams, your dreams at night when you're unconscious. This is a beautiful card to kind of like play with. The Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups has a lot to do with happiness, family, building families, but it also have a lot to do with oppositions as well too. So here is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups have a lot to do with mourning, getting over sadness. You know, like the Eight of Cups, leaving some things behind. But this is a very deep mourning card. A very sad type card. 5, chaos. But you have to be creative. Get your mind out of the sadness. Get your mind out of the craziness. And think about what you have left that can bring you so much happiness. The Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands has a lot to do with commitment and risky energies, okay? This energy kind of like, okay, you're ready. Go for it, okay? Step into your next level of career. Step into your next level of profession, okay? But slow it down. Two of Cups has a lot to do with partnership, small friendships and small relationships, okay? In some decks, it has a lot to do with single-minded perspectiveness. Or, yeah, single-minded perspectiveness, seeing things on one side and on one angle. But most importantly, Two of Cups, it has a lot to do with partnerships. The Five of Pentacles, opportunities, receive them. Stormy days. Okay, think about stormy days. So if you owe money, think about that opportunity that's in front of your face and you receive it so you won't have to worry about stormy days, okay? This has a lot to do with poor health as well too, and just low finances. The Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles has a lot to do with work, apprenticeships. It has a lot to do with your actual next level, your craft that brings you money, okay? This is like your craft that brings you money, and achievements, most importantly. The Strength card. The Strength card is a power card for you. It is a power card. It lets you know that you have the power to manifest whatever it is that you want to do. Almost like the Magician card, okay? But it takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage to get through situations, okay? As you see her with the actual lion, okay? But just know you have strength to get through the hardest and toughest of the battles that you may endure. The World card. You have been around the world and back. So the World card lets you know that there are cycles, okay? So you have to prepare yourself for cycles. Security as well too, okay? This let you know that you have learned, and some things you're going to go through again to learn some more. You have learned, okay? This is a beautiful card to have right next door to the Strength, because everything is different sometimes the second time around, and sometimes it's always the same, okay? Okay. The Sun card. The Sun card has a lot to do with attainment, happiness in your marriage or your relationship, okay? Success, most importantly, in your professionalism, and the Sun, letting the Sun energy radiate its light upon you and having its way. The Sun is always going to be the same no matter what, okay? Is always going to shine. So this card like lets you know, don't go crazy. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. The Hierophant. This card has a lot to do with traditions. Small organizations, large organizations, teaching, learning, church, etc. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles has a lot to do with stability, greed, resources, and spending. Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles has a lot to do with large gatherings, your work that you have been there for so many years, home life as well, to building generational wealth, and sometimes it can come with fussing. Six of Pentacles, being generous with your finances, being generous with your money, okay? Sharing, helping the needy, helping the poor, this, that, and the third. And sometimes it kind of portrays that you're not helping enough. Two of Swords has a lot to do with decisions making, oppositions as well too, but most importantly, decisions. The Star card has a lot to do with hope, guaranteed results, whether you kind of like it or not. It has a lot to do with trust as well too, and it's a healing card as well too. So the Star card is a very lucky card, a very good almond card to have in your space when you do get a reading or when you see it pop up in your reading. The Magician. The Magician has a lot to do with forceful energy. It has a lot to do with magic as well too. Manifestation, having the tools at hand to manifest whatever it is that you choose to do, okay? But this is a numbers card, okay? The Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands has a lot to do with egos. It has a lot to do with business. It has a lot to do with authority, most importantly. And a queen, of course, in chess, you can maneuver around when you see that queen pop up, especially if you're a female. The King of Cups. The King of Cups can be very lovable when it comes to home, but this is an authority figure energy, which means this person can be cold and calculated, just like the King of Swords. They're both kind of like somebody the same. This one shows just a little bit more love, okay? But this is like a very lovable card, a very at-home card, a gambling card. Be a listener as well too, and don't get on this person's bad side, no matter how happy this person may portray to be. The Five of Wands. Five of Wands has a lot to do with change, has a lot to do with rules, and has a lot to do with competition. The Six of Swords. Six of Swords has a lot to do with moving on to the next, okay? It has a lot to do with emotions. It has a lot to do with escaping your emotions, not tackling your emotions of some sort. And it may portray as travel, as you see travel energy, and healing with the Sixth energy. The Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles has a lot to do with your craft, you know, loving what you do and learning as much as you possibly can. Not only learning, making money while you're learning. And it also shows the flip side of being bored. One second. So, the Queen of Pentacles, a very nourishing card. The Queen of Pentacles is nourishing in her own ways when it comes to people, when it comes to her endeavors. Okay, this is a very practical card as well too. This is a person that can be a grandmother and or not a grandmother. Most time it's not a grandmother. This is like a actual nourishing person, someone who just love people, love where they have come from in life, love where they have ended up in life. Very beautiful energy. Okay, the Empress. The Empress energy is a baby card to me. This can be energy of businesses as well too. But this energy has a lot to do with fertility, most importantly. And amongst other things, you have to book a reading with me, okay? The Sword has a lot to do with a tight tongue, things being organized. Of some sort. This is a beautiful energy as well too. This is like an energy where you have to take it slow and be careful, because things could definitely happen and manifest that, good and bad. Okay, good and bad energy. But this is a card that lets you know that everything is already well taken care of and already organized. The Emperor. The Emperor is a structure card, a wealth card as well too. Sometimes he has a lot to say and sometimes he does not, okay? But this has a lot to do with your structure, your stature in life. Your Two of Wands. Two of Wands has a lot to do with anxiety energy as well too, being all over the place, a traveler, someone who knows the world, someone who is a mechanic, someone who works with their hands as well too, okay? Someone who works with a lot of people, again, all over the world, with the two energy and being two of dual. The Fool card. The Fool card has a lot to do with kind of sometimes recklessness, but it lets you know you're protected with your angels, okay? But it lets you know to be very careful, okay? Very, very careful. But this is like, you know, a angelic card. Lets you know that you're following your dreams, your wishes, and your goals. You can be reckless, but you're protected along the way. The Queen of Cups. Moodiness, okay? Relationships as well too. Emotions. This is the grandmother. This is the matriarch of the deck, okay? The actual top matriarch, okay? But nonetheless, this is definitely a moody card, a very emotional card, okay? But a very lovable card. The King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles come through when it comes to the money. He's very materialistic. He has a high temper when things are not going his way or when money not flowing properly. But this is the money man in the deck, okay? This is where finances flow. This is where he loves to make money, okay? Of some sort. So this is the King of Pentacles. The Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords has a lot to do with trapped energies, unable to connect and communicate, okay? Release whatever it is that you have going on. This is in most like this is like small problems. The Three of Cups. Happiness. Sometimes marriage, babies as well too. Connecting with your energies. It can be like your cousins, it can be your friends, this, that, and the third. And this also can kind of like the flip side, neglecting your emotions. The Tower card. The Tower card has a lot to do with finances too. Things falling apart so things can come together. The King of Swords. In a aloof energy, an aloof guy, someone who makes decisions for the betterment of all. Someone who could be cold and calculated as well too. But he is very aloof, you know, very standoffish of some sort. But this is the King of Swords. Two of Pentacles, juggling opportunities, multiple opportunities at one time, making it look easy. Okay, so this is like, you know, again, just as it said, juggling of opportunities, multiple opportunities. Okay, it can be two relationships, two jobs, two this, two that, but you're making it look easy, even if it's hard to juggle. And sometimes it gets hard to juggle, but this energy portrays that it's not that bad. The Temperance, moderation. The Hermit, solitude. The Death card, change. The King of Wands, organization, egos, sometimes feeling trapped as well too. But organizing oneself, like the Queen of Wands. Okay, but he is definitely the organized individual. This is where you know where the bossy type energy. The Ace of Cups has a lot to do with newness, refreshness, and beginnings. The Lover's card. Lover's card has a lot to do with decisions, okay, and not being so clouded with problems that you have going on. So this is a very decision-making card, and it's a Gemini card. The Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands has a lot to do with failure or fear. The Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune has a lot to do with faith, good and bad, finances, good and bad, cycles, as the World card, as it goes around, as the cycle of the wheel goes around. Okay, but most importantly, faith. Seven of Swords, deception. The Devil card, desires. Yeah, it has a lot to do with desires and abomination. King of Pentacles has a lot to do with long-term relationships. And the Six of Cups. Six of Cups has a lot to do with new memories, past memories, sometimes babies, old relationships. It can come with like some sadness of some sort, but it's most importantly old memories and trying to build new memories. That is the deck's energy. That's right away. Small knowledge on such book readers with me and spells via text 1-504-205-6500. I hope that was helpful. Bye.